Joining us now, Chicago resident and Chicago Flips Red member, Danielle Carter-Walters. Danielle, it's always a pleasure to see you back on the show again. What's your reaction to your governor here trying to downplay crime as just a fact of life? Because we got Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. He signed an executive order to resist this crackdown on crime coming in Chicago from President Trump.
State your name.
I, Brandon Johnson.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
For nearly 2 years, the city of Chicago has refused to resolve a case that blatantly violates the 5th and 14th Amendments.
But those of us who grew up on the south side and west side of Chicago, we all know at some point that bully gets cornered in the alley and everybody come at him and he ain't gonna have nobody to help him. That's you. That's you.
In a span of 3 days, 58 people shot, 8 people lost their lives. So instead of families celebrating the Labor Day weekend, they're planning funerals. We have criminals, the cartel, we have the liberal white women running Chicago. Meanwhile, this idiot DEI Mayor Brandon Johnson is downtown protesting to protect illegal aliens.
Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of The Conservative Libertarian. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. We are back. I know it's been like a couple days, probably like 4 days or so since I've uploaded my last video. I just been taking a break, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell you guys this all the time, man. Take a break from the politics sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Take a break from all the news coverage and spend some time with your family. I take some time to do that, and you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm peeping things all the time. I'm always watching the news, right? I'm always watching, right? You know what I'm saying? I just, I sit back and I wait. And today, I think it's a great opportunity to get back involved. You know what I'm saying? It's a great Tuesday, and we're going to get back into this podcasting, man. We got some fieriness heating up in Chicago. I'm guessing Chicago's about to be going through a new mayor cycle here in the next couple months or within this end of this year or so, and we already have one of the first you know what I'm saying, candidates to really make her announcement, and she's planning on flipping Chicago red. That's what she wants to do. She wants to flip the city of Chicago red. So we're gonna see what this lady has to say, and let's get right into the video. Let's go.
The crowd of Chicago mayoral candidates is growing. Danielle Carter-Walters is the only openly conservative candidate in the race right now, and she's looking to upset the status quo. You may recognize her because her group has become a fixture of city council and county meetings. The retired Chicago police officer is the face of the grassroots initiative, Chicago Flips Red, and she's joining me here in studio right now. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, Anita. Thanks for having me.
You know, there's so much to talk about. Let's start with your background. Walk us through your career and the exact moment that you decided that you were going to throw your hat in the ring to serve in a different way.
Okay, well, I'm an entrepreneur, a business owner, a mother, a wife of a retired police officer who gave 25 years of his life, well, more than 25 years of his life, to protect the citizens of Chicago. And I decided to throw my hat in the ring when I refused to allow my hometown, my beautiful city, Chicago, to be destroyed. And when you look at what's happening to the citizens, I refuse to allow another family to lose a loved one, and they're being told crime is down. That's the only explanation they give them. I refuse to watch businesses just pack up and leave, property, homeowners just lose their property through these unjust, criminal, inflated property taxes. So everything I'm running on, I've been fighting for or against for years. I didn't just complain. I took my grievances straight to Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill, and I testified twice, first in front of the Senate and next in front of the House in 1 year, about the fraud that's going on. I demanded a forensic audit about the illegal immigration that they were prioritizing over the Chicago citizens, about the public safety crisis. So everything that I'm running on, I've been actively fighting for. I took it to straight to City Hall, where I experienced and saw the fraud, the waste and abuse. That's why I said no. I have to run, and I have to bring transparency back and accountability back to City Hall.
When you say fraud, waste, and abuse, what are some specific things that you have seen?
Well, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of them. Like I said, Chicago, there's so much crime in Chicago that goes unsolved. I mean, like, you can just look at the statistics that they have. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of their murders go unsolved. They have shootings on occasions happening, right down the block of your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen in that place. That's one of the main reasons why I will never, like, try to go live in none of these, like, really, like, blue dominated cities, even though I do live in a very, you know what I'm saying, I would say liberal area. But to be honest, like, the state mostly votes red, and we're mostly, like, half of us are, conservative, the other half of us are, libs or libertarians and stuff like that. I'm not in, like, an area where I'm in a progressive pool, right? So I'm not in, like, St. Louis or whatever, where there's, you got Cory Bush. I don't have people like that going crazy around here. It's just blue no matter who, and they've been running with Mayor Johnson. Mayor Johnson is a disaster. That guy is awful. You know what I'm saying? He's a race hustler. You know what I'm saying? He blames everything on Trump when Trump wasn't even in office, when he was still running the city. He's been running that city for a long time, and he's been running it into the fucking ground. But that's just plenty of reasons why there's, just hella fraud, saying it's riddled through the system, through these social programs, and also with the illegal immigration crisis that was going on in his city, he's funding all these, he's funneling all the money into these people when, what about the blacks, the black people who are in your city who are, suffering at the hands of other black people, because you don't want to handle, you don't want to put people behind bars, put them in jail because it's racist or some shit like that.
First, when Brandon Johnson paid $30,000 for his makeup and his hair, that's to me abuse. When
what
you have
the hell?
Him spending over $600 million on illegal migrants, and he's prioritizing them over the citizens, Chicago citizens. To me, that's waste and abuse. When we're in the deficit, and almost your entire administration received raises. Aviation, he received a $58,000 raise with this 2026 budget. Mary Richardson-Laurie, who was his corporate counsel, she received a $21,000 raise. When you see Angela Tarver, she's over the Commissioner of Environmental, she received a $30,000 raise. Now, the taxpaying citizens are funding their salaries, and it's about 16 of them that receive raises like this. And then when you talk about the CVI money, where's that money going? Because we know that we're spending millions on CVI money, and that's going to these churches, to these nonprofit organizations. And my thing is, we're having almost a mass shooting almost every week, or if not every day. And we're these teen takeovers, so where's that money going? There's no accountability, so we need, and I'm demanding, and when I get in office, forensic audits on each department, because tax-paying citizens should know where their money is going, and, and let them decide if that's where they want their money to go.
Man. Brandon Johnson, bro. Like I said, your days are numbered. There's there's a wave of people who are coming out, who are demanding accountability from these Democrats. You know what I'm saying? And that's why whenever I get into arguments with these, never Trumpers or the liberals or the people who are progressive or whatever left leaning side that you claim that you are on, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it comes down to, you know what I'm saying? You guys don't ever hold yourselves accountable. You want to hold everybody else accountable. What about Trump? What about this? What about that? You guys don't even hold yourselves accountable, even when there's probes into your, misconduct. It takes years for you guys to even get put to trial, or you guys even go to fucking jail, or, serve any type of consequences, or whatever. But with Trump, it's media. It's automatic shit. They threw him in jail the same day. They wanted his ass that day. They made it a whole issue for weeks. Trump was on trial for weeks. That was the only thing that people were talking about. But when Democrats and everybody else is getting charged, it takes forever for them to go to jail. That's why I'm like, accountability. You guys need to hold yourselves accountable. Don't talk about accountability with me, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Common sense. We need more common sense policies, and with how these Democrats are moving and what they talking about right now, a lot of it's not talking about no common sense. I'm not hearing common sense solutions from these Democrats. They got to figure it out, but I'm loving what I'm hearing, though.
Transparency is surely a very important issue. Would you say that is your top issue? You've mentioned several things here. Is that your top issue? Is it the public safety issues? If you're just giving one that's like your top issue, what would it be?
Well, the top issue is public safety, because if we're dead, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. So public safety is one of my number one priorities. Forensic audits, because I understand that if we cut the wasteful spending, these budgets or these deficits that we are experiencing, if the money is allocated towards the operational costs and not going to these programs or these non-profits and their friends, then, or these political insiders, it's all a good old boys club. If the money is spent where it's supposed to go, then we won't be looking at this deficit.
So let me ask you on and hopefully we have enough time to circle back to the funding, but let me ask you on the line of public safety. Do you believe that the city should be working more with the federal government when it comes to alleviating some of the crime issues that we do have?
Yes, I believe we should. One life that's lost is a life too many. Mm-hmm. And I've been a big advocate for just public safety. We need help. Drastic times calls for drastic measures, and we're in drastic times. So I think that I would welcome any help that we can get just to save one life. Mm-hmm. Because one life lost is a life too many, especially when it could have been prevented.
And for the teen takeovers that you mentioned, how would you address them differently than what's being done now?
Well, when you don't invest in communities, when you starve communities of economic resources,
look at these
then
clouds.
You take the mental health facilities away, the drug rehabs, and you lock them down during COVID, and you release them. What do you expect? So although I understand why it's happening, we still, because this administration has allowed it to get out of control, now we must crack down on it. So what I would do is enforce the curfew laws that we have. I would enforce that. I'm going to get a social media unit. I'm going to definitely have a rapid response team. I'm going to look at ways to hold these parents accountable. I'm going to look at ways to hold the organizers and the promoters legally and financially accountable. So I think if we and put more police in those hot spots where they're gathering at. So I think if we do those, and I'm going to, the repeat offenders, I'm going to arrest. But what I will do, because I'm in the street, I'm talking to the youth in the community. I live there. Where they live there, I live. My experience is their experience. So when I'm in office, I'm going to make sure if we arrest them, I'm going to make sure the family, the family has to go get them. And we're going to set up, I don't know, maybe it's monthly or every 2 weeks, and I meet with the family and the children. And I let the family know exactly what I expect as a mayor. And if you violate these things, you're going to go to prison. But if you need the help, we're going to help the family and the kids. So I'm just going to be hands-on talking to the community, because once the kids know that you care about them, you know, it's different, and they don't want to disappoint you.
Right. And like I said, she's talking from a place of like actual, like, you know, she's a parent, you know, so she is a mother, so she understands how to deal with children, and how to convince children to, you know, behave. You know what I'm saying? Not every kid's gonna listen to their mommy and like do exactly what they say. A good role model goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids don't have role models in their lives. They don't look up to their parents. And if they do look up to their parents probably aren't doing much better than, you know what I'm saying, that they should be, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to preach from a place of like privilege or like I'm doing so much better than the average person. And it's like, no, I'm in the same space as most people, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get by, live life, and just get through it. Parents who are hardworking and they care, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to be there for you and stuff like that. Like a lot of these, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it just comes down to COVID and how long these people were, you know, like she says, were inside and stuff like that. That really delayed a lot of people's, you know, education and their social skills. So now they're outside and they're adults and they're able to, you know, do interacting and socializing and stuff like that. It gets out of hand, and, you know, things happen and people die. Following up, holding people accountable, and making sure that this doesn't happen again. And I don't think Mayor Johnson is doing any of that. I think he's just letting it manifest and just letting it continue to grow and grow and grow. And then, like I said, people just die. People end up dead, and it's not good. It's not good for society at all. So I'm glad that there's actually somebody out here who's trying to do some pushback against Mayor Johnson, because, yeah, somebody need to get his ass up out of there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, whether or not this was an L or a W. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video if you guys are new. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.